After 8 years, Jersey City is getting a new leader. The top two candidates from November's election going head-to-head. But first, they face off on the debate stage. City Councilman James Solomon.
The next rent increase or the next property tax increase is going to force people out of the city that they love.
And former New Jersey Governor Jim McGreevey.
Part of this is not making a bad situation worse.
Want to be the next mayor of New Jersey's second largest city. From your local election headquarters, this is Race for Jersey City Mayor.
And welcome to Race for Jersey City Mayor, everybody. I'm Dan Manarino. And tonight, the two candidates going head-to-head in a runoff election on December 2nd will first debate each other right here in our Pix 11 studios. Each candidate, here are the rules. We'll have 60 seconds to answer a question. Follow-ups, gentlemen, are 30 seconds. And if you are called upon, you will have up to 30 seconds for a rebuttal. Your time is up when you hear this bell. There it is. And with only 30 minutes for this debate, let's get right to the questions. We're going to begin with the all-important topic of affordability. Jersey City sits right across from the Hudson River. And just this month, we saw a major election in New York City where affordability was really the defining issue. In Jersey City, affordability front and center in this race. So, Mr. Solomon, starting with you, why are you the right candidate for this moment? You have 60 seconds.
I appreciate it. Thank you, Dan. Thank you, Governor. I'm excited to be here. So for me, this is the question of the race. Who can make Jersey City affordable? And you can only do it if you, one, have a track record of beating big developers and real estate interests, and two, if you have a plan to deliver it. And I have that plan. We're going to get tough on the big developers. We're going to put 20% requirement on all large new developments, including some genuinely affordable rents, $1,000 a month and under, $1,500 a month and under. We're going to cap the rent increases that have pushed families out of the city, and we are also going to stabilize property taxes by going after the corruption that has for too long dominated Jersey City and Hudson County. Now, you know I can deliver this because I've beaten the developers and real estate interests before. We banned the use of AI algorithms to jack up rent, and I'm independent from the developers. I've taken no money from them, while my opponent has taken $1 million to fund his campaign.
Mr. Solomon, thank you. Mr. McGreevey, same question to you. Why are you the right candidate for this moment? 60 seconds.
Sure. Thank you, Dan, and thank you, James, and thank you, WPIX. I think two major reasons. One is experience. I mean, that I've had the opportunity to lead a major city and to lead government, and I think that's so critically important. I mean, we're discussing a $700 million municipal budget. That's a difficult thing to learn on the job. The importance of debt scheduling, the importance of investment from state government, from federal government, but also in terms of affordability. I strongly agree that we have to have a 20% affordable housing component over market rate housing. That is essential. And we need to work with our faith-based institutions in order to upzone and provide incredible incentives for affordable housing. But what we can't do, Dan, is we can't engage in risky propositions. My opponent, Councilman Solomon, would talk about $1,000 a month rents. In fact, he's doubled down to $750 a month rents. To do that would require a huge subsidy from all of the taxpayers. And just to be aware of the fact that Jersey City had the highest property tax increases in the state of New Jersey during James's record.
Thank you, Mr. McGreevey. We're going to talk now about housing and zero in on some of these proposals. About 71% of Jersey City residents are renters. And according to apartments.com, the average cost of a one-bedroom is $3,100. Now, both of you have proposed plans to reduce rental costs. Mr. McGreevey, starting with you. As mayor, what specific power do you have to bring down market rate rents in particular? 60 seconds.
Well, what you would do is you would provide for increased market rate housing, and so that is 20% affordable over the market rate housing. Second, you would work with our faith-based institutions to provide for more affordable housing. And then in addition to that, you would provide increased incentives for senior housing, and also understanding that the key to affordable housing is not to make the situation worse. And so respectfully, while Councilman Solomon wants to put a massive subsidy on the backs of taxpayers to achieve a $1,000 a month rental fee or a $750 a month rental fee, my proposal is to do what works, to do what's sensible, and to try to achieve a $1,000 a month rent is not attainable and would literally provide for a staggering property tax increase over the property tax increase that has already been there in Jersey City.
And I'm going to talk about that plan in just a moment. Mr. Solomon, as mayor, what specific power do you have to bring down market rate rents in particular? 60 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to cap rent increases. Right now, if you're in Jersey City, a young woman I spoke to on Central Avenue said her rent went up from $1,500 to $2,500 in just 2 years. Right? That is an unacceptable increase. So we have the power to cap rental increases and the double-digit increases that are pushing out Jersey City residents. Just like I banned and beat the developers to ban the use of AI algorithms that are being used to jack up rent all over Jersey City. Then what we are going to do is we're going to enforce our rent control laws. Right now, rents are being raised on people who should only have rent raised the rate of inflation. And the landlords think they can get away with murder in Jersey City because they have for decades. And I think I'm the right candidate to take this on because I'm a candidate who's delivering change, who's talking about how we can genuinely make Jersey City more affordable.
So I want to zero in now on the topic of affordable housing. And Mr. Solomon, staying with you right now, you have proposed requiring developers to include apartments priced around $1,000 a month, subsidized by higher-end units in the same building. Your opponents already mentioned this. So how many of these $1,000 units do you realistically believe could be created in your first term? And how would you ensure developers actually follow through? You have 60 seconds.
Great question. So first, we can create hundreds of the genuinely affordable units, $1,000 a month and under, because they are being done right now. The former governor is telling you what can't be done, even though those units are being built today at 72 Montgomery and at the Bayfront project. But then we are going to build thousands of affordable units. And again, the fundamental question in this election is, are you independent from those developers who have taken so much, who have built luxury-only housing after luxury-only housing? I have that independence. By contrast, the former governor does not have a track record of fighting for affordable housing. When he was the mayor of Woodbridge, he was required by state law to build 1,351 affordable units. He built 0. And then as governor, he weakened our state's landmark affordable housing law. And he did so for political reasons, right? That is not a record of fighting against real estate interests, fighting for more affordable housing. And the promise I make to you, Jersey City, is that I will fight to make sure you can stay in your homes, that we create more affordable units. And I'm talking about what we can do, not what we can't.
Just to be clear, Mr. Solomon, the question was how many of those units in the first term?
So hundreds in the first term of the genuinely affordable units, thousands of affordable units.
Okay. Hundreds of the $1,000
of the $1,000 a month.
Okay. You have 30 seconds to respond to it.
Yeah, I mean, Dan, that's just not realistic. And you know, with James saying he's going to cap all increases, with James saying he's going to achieve $1,000 a month rent increases, to do that would require $2.95 billion on the backs of property taxpayers. So my perspective is, yes, I want to build more affordable housing over market rate housing. I want to work with our faith-based institutions. I want to work with distressed properties. But I'm not going to, in good conscience, say that I'm going to provide for $1,000 a month or $750 a month units. My phone bill costs $250.
Thank you, Mr.
And the
McGreevey.
reality is it can't be done.
I'll come back to you in 1 second. You have 15 seconds to respond, Mr. Solomon.
Sure. Those numbers are just bunk. They're developer talking points. The subsidy is going to come from the developers. They charge 8,000 units a month for rent, right? That extra money can be used to subsidize the very low-income units. And I keep saying we are doing it now in Jersey City. My promise is to expand it because we must. People are being pushed out of the city, and you deserve a mayor who puts affordability first.
Mr. Solomon, thank you. Mr. McGreevey, I want to ask you a question about affordable housing here. Your plan relies in part, you mentioned it, on state and federal funding and partnerships with these faith-based organizations that own land that can be developed. But given that those funding sources face potential cuts both state and federally, how do you safeguard that plan? 60 seconds.
Well, you safeguard it working with the new governor, Mikey Sherrill, and obviously the Aspire program and various federal and state programs. But what's critically important, I think, Dan, is that we're going to utilize the market rate housing and we're going to build 20% over it. And in addition to that, when a developer is coming to prospect and to discuss the ability to build market rate housing, we're also going to say, well, would you consider building a school? Would you consider building a recreational center? So the goal is to work with the developer to make a contribution to the community. The reality is what James is suggesting on Bayfront, it required $170 million of taxpayers' money to subsidize those units. And so when James talks about 1,000 units, that's going to require a $600 million subsidy. When he talks about 5 5,000 units, it's going to require upwards of a $3 billion subsidy. So if you're a property taxpayer in Jersey City, your property taxes will go up, your school taxes will go up, your MUA fees will go up. For working families, they will be outpriced from their homes to engage in this fanciful prospect.
Mr. McGreevey, thank you. 30 seconds to respond to.
Sure. Again, it is the developers who are going to subsidize this, right? Not the homeowners. We have a commitment to stabilize property taxes by going after corruption. And again, this is a reason why the developers are funding Jim's campaign and not mine, right? Because Jim is telling their talking points, telling their story. My commitment is to build those affordable homes and stabilize your property taxes. We can be done. It is being done now. We're going to expand it.
30 seconds, and then we're going to move on.
It just hasn't been done anywhere nationally. And for James to say that it's being done in Bayfront is entirely disingenuous, because the taxpayers are compensating $170 million to achieve that goal. And so I want Jersey City to understand, yes, we need more affordable, and I'm irrevocably committed to that. But I'm not going to engage in fanciful thinking that will actually worsen your property tax bill, worsen the cost of your rents, and create a crushing burden to the property taxpayers for foreseeable generations.
Both of you were talking about property taxes, so let's go there. There are 30% of Jersey City residents who own their own home. So, Mr. McGreevey, starting with you here, if you were elected mayor, should those homeowners expect their property taxes to go up, go down, or stay the same by the end of your first term? You have 60 seconds.
By the end of the first term is to stay the same. And what I committed to is that there would be no increase in the municipal portion of the budget for the first year. One of the critical concerns, Dan, is taking back the MUA, the Municipal Utility Authority that pays for sewer, that pays for sewage. Take it back, as opposed to farming it out and creating another burden on the property taxpayers, and go back to zero-based budgeting. We can't assume that the cost of municipal government is going to go up every year in every division. In addition to that, we have duplication all over the city that I would cut. So what I would want to do is to have a fiscally responsible position that provides for increased affordable housing, but is so conscious not only the impacts of property taxes, but also rents, because property taxes drives up rents. And as a renter, I understand that. So part of my perspective of governance is to be fiscally responsible and to chart a course where we make the necessary investments in parks, in recreation, and all those areas that have all too been long ignored in Jersey City.
Mr. McGreevey, thank you. Just to be clear, he said they would stay the same. Mr. Solomon, same question to you. Should Jersey City homeowners expect their property taxes to go up, go down, or stay the same at the end of your first term? 60 seconds.
Yeah, my commitment is at the end of the first term to stabilize them at the rate of inflation. So we're ending those giant tax increases that have forced so many to sell their homes. We're going to go after the big developers and big corporations who are not paying what they owe. I did this work as a councilman, doing the job that the mayor should have been doing, auditing some of the big contractors and major corporations and finding $40 million for our public schools. I'm going to vastly expand those audits as your mayor. But another way that I'm going to make sure your property taxes are stable is by fighting corruption. Hudson County and Jersey City has an unfortunate history of corruption. You pay a corruption tax. You pay more because of that. And unfortunately, the former governor is part of that. He accepted a no-show job for 4 months to qualify for lifetime health benefits paid for by you, the taxpayers of Jersey City and Hudson County. That is what's going to end when I am mayor. We are going to deliver stable property taxes, make sure that developers pay their fair share, and fight the corruption.
Just to be clear, when you say stabilize, does that mean that they will go up?
It will be the rate of inflation, right?
So they will go up.
2 to 3%.
Understood. You have 15 seconds to respond.
Yeah, I'm not going to. The reality is, well, James has been a councilman for 8 years. The property taxes in Jersey City have risen the highest in the state of New Jersey. The rents were the highest in the nation. And so James argues, because I hit the button red as opposed to green, I voted against the budget, that absolves me of all liability. No, a responsible individual puts forth another budget. The only budget that James was willing to cut was the police department.
Mr. McGreevey, thank you. 15 seconds, Mr. Solomon.
Yeah, we have gone after the developers and corporations. We're going to go after them again. I voted against every tax increase on the city council because Mayor Fulop simply did not create a sustainable budget to protect homeowners. And you have my commitment as mayor to keep you and your homes with stable property taxes.
Many Democratic-led states and cities are anticipating reduced federal support under the Trump administration. Many major regional infrastructure projects have already faced uncertainty here, right? And just last week, Governor-elect Mikey Sherrill suggested the state could consider withholding federal tax dollars that New Jersey sends to Washington, D.C. So, Mr. Solomon, coming to you first here, is that an approach that you would actually support? And how would you manage potential cuts from the federal government? 60 seconds.
Yeah, let's be clear. Our values are not for sale. And I will do everything in my power to protect the people of Jersey City. So no matter what Donald Trump throws at us, we are going to fight back. Now, Donald Trump sued us, he and Pam Bondi, over our sanctuary city status, right? I am committed to keeping Jersey City a sanctuary city. When they sued, I made my commitment public. Former governor didn't say anything. I don't know what his position was in it. I don't know why he didn't say anything. But my commitment is clear. We are going to protect the people of Jersey City. Now, to the point that you asked about the governor, I don't know if that plan is legal. If it is, God bless, let's do it. But for me, the key is our values are not for compromise. I do not take money from Donald Trump's best friends. The former governor has taken donations from Charles Kushner, a member of his family, one of his closest advisors and confidants. I don't think those are the people that we should surround ourselves with. So not the people should have a say in the future of Jersey City. And I'm going to fight for Jersey City's values as your mayor.
Mr. McGreevey, same question to you. Do you support Governor-elect Mike Sherrill's plan on withholding those funds? And how would you manage potential cuts coming from the federal government? 60 seconds.
Governor Mike Sherrill is a bright person, is an attorney and an Annapolis grad. I'm sure she's talked to counsel and gone through the traps. But I think what's so critical.
You support it?
Yeah, I would support it because I assume the legal work has been done. But to go to the point is this is where experience counts. This is where relationships in Trenton count. And so whether, you look, for example, at Jersey City's sewers, Jersey City's waterways. We're building all over Jersey City. In fact, the demand has increased by upwards of 40%, Dan, in certain parts of the city. And the reality is we have sewer breaks. And so if we recognize that 50% of the sewers and waterways in Jersey City are over 100 years of age, you can't put that on the backs of the property taxpayers. That's why you need to know the infrastructure bank. That's why you need to know the EDA. And that's why I believe my service as governor in identifying key critical revenue sources will help to alleviate the property tax burden on Jersey City residents, but in addition to that, get done what needs to be done for the sake of all of our communities. And that's why I don't engage in these, hyperbolic attacks with Councilman Solomon. I want to fix Jersey City. I want to move Jersey City forward.
I want to move on to the topic of immigration. Jersey City has long identified itself as a sanctuary city. Earlier this year, that status was challenged in court by the Trump administration, which argues the policy makes it harder for federal officials to enforce immigration law. So, Mr. McGreevey, looking for a yes or no here. Should New Jersey remain a sanctuary city?
Jersey City, maybe.
Jersey City.
Yes.
I would follow the way of
Sandy. Yes or no? Should Jersey City remain a sanctuary city?
Yes.
Thank you. And with that answer in mind, is there any situation in which local law enforcement in Jersey City should cooperate with ICE when it comes to immigration enforcement? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, obviously, if there's a crime of passion, there's a murder, there's something egregious, yes, that you would necessarily work with federal authorities. But I also, Dan, would recognize the fact that what's critically important is that other cities have moved from the technical definition of sanctuary to best cities to legal cities to understand the importance of not aggravating or not violating the federal precepts, but also protecting our population. What I do in my day job, if I may, is with New Jersey Reentry Corporation. We work with immigrants every day that are court involved. We help to provide them with identification. We help to provide them for health care. And we help to provide them for housing. We would do the same thing again and again in Jersey City to provide that sanctuary care.
Mr. McGreevey, thank you. Mr. Solomon, yes or no here, should Jersey City remain a sanctuary city?
Yes.
And so with that answer in mind, is there any situation where local law enforcement should cooperate and work with ICE? 60 seconds to you.
When there is a criminal detainer, and that is the only situation in which it should happen. And I'm going to go above and beyond, right? We are going to train law enforcement, civilian personnel on what it means to be a sanctuary city, what the rights are of people to prevent ICE from entering private facilities, to enter from public facilities. We're going to go above and beyond to protect the immigrants of Jersey City because we need to have their backs. They are part of the fabric of our city. They are extraordinary members of the Jersey City community, and they deserve a city government that has their back. And I'm glad, Dan, that you're able to get the former governor to answer the question, yes or no, on sanctuary city, because it's been a 2-year campaign, and this is the first time with less than 8 days that he has taken a clear position on the issue.
Mr. McGreevey, you want 30 seconds to respond to
Yeah, I mean, life isn't all that facile, and part of my responsibility as mayor would be to make sure that we don't jeopardize federal funding for policing. We wouldn't jeopardize federal funding for health and human services. And so I think there are other designations that achieve the same goal as sanctuary city, but provides a different legal definition. So my goal is not to engage in hyperbolic, not to engage in political, ideological points, but to actually govern. And part of governance means you have to bring in every dollar you can into Jersey City, whether that's federal dollars, whether that's state dollars, or working cooperatively with county government.
Mr. Solomon, 30 seconds.
Just a response. Governance is also about standing true to our values. So just like Mayor-elect Mamdani in New York, we will work with the Trump administration on issues of affordability to keep people in their homes, but we will never sacrifice our values if we're worried about grants being cut, right? That is basically saying I'm for sanctuary city, but actually I'm not, and so we don't really know what the position is. My commitment is clear. Yes, we'll be a sanctuary city. If we have abilities to work on affordability, we will, but we will not change definitions, engage in sort of the wishy-washy politics of the past. You have a clear answer from me, and you know I will have your backs.
15 seconds.
Yeah, no, this is the problem, because life isn't that simple. Life isn't a political debate. Life isn't an ideological debate. Whether it's $1,000 a month rents, whether it's understanding the importance of protecting federal dollars for policing, whether it's understanding the importance of providing recreation dollars or education dollars, that's what's essential for a mayor.
Okay, final 15, and then we're going to move on.
Sure. I mean, I stated my position clearly. I'm committed to it, and then we can walk and chew gum at the same time, right? We can find federal funds as well as respect the values and the people of our city.
All right, we're going to move on to the important topic of education. Recent reports show Jersey City students reflect a nationwide post-pandemic decline in proficient reading as well as math scores. Take a look right here. Only 39% of elementary students are reading at grade level. 28% are testing where they need to be for math. Factor in declining public school enrollment despite higher property taxes. So, Mr. Solomon, coming to you first here, what would you do as mayor to bolster the education and attendance in public schools, and how are you paying for it if you're not raising taxes? You have 60 seconds.
Yeah, it's an important question. Whether I win or lose on December 3rd, I'm waking up and walking my girls to the local public school. I could not be more invested in having strong public schools in Jersey City. And the numbers show right now what we see is not acceptable. So I'm committed to change. I'm committed to pushing the Board of Education to deliver better. A couple of the specific plans we have. First, we need to create more after-school opportunities for our young people. So we're going to create a free rec center and 1,000 summer jobs for our teens. Because today there is less for our young people in Jersey City than there was 30 years ago. We're going to have a deputy mayor for education to see those plans through, but also coordinate so the city and the Board of Ed are not working at cross purposes. But last but not least, we are going to push the Board of Ed to do better. Those scores show they're not doing good enough. They have not embraced the best literacy curriculums that are being used now in states across the country to make things better. The absentee rates, we do not have a clear, direct plan to reduce the absentee rates. Right now, 1 in 4 Jersey City students misses at least 10 days of school in the year. That is unacceptable. So you have my commitment, not like the current mayor, to wash his hands of the public schools, but to be focused on them.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Mr. McGreevey, what would you as mayor do to bolster the education and attendance in public schools? And again, how are you paying for it if you're not raising taxes? 60 seconds.
So, James just said how he's going to increase literacy and math scores is by building a rec center, employing teens, and a deputy mayor for education. All of that won't do a darn thing for early childhood literacy. What's critically important is for early childhood literacy is that we have literacy coaches. When I was governor, we had early childhood literacy coaches between kindergarten through 3rd grade. There are 2 basic things that I would do, Dan, right now. I would increase the requirement for reading, not only for K through 3rd, but also 4th grade and 5th grade. And I would provide for early literacy coaches from kindergarten through 5th grade. In addition to that, I would work cooperatively with our library system to provide after-school care and focusing heavily on literacy. One of the real problems, I got 15 seconds, one of the real challenges is that we moved away from phonics. We have to bring phonics back into the curriculum. Phonics is critically important, particularly for children to be able to sound out and spell out so that they have literacy. So early literacy coaches and also phonics to get those scores up.
Both of your plans sound like they're going to cost money. So, Mr. Solomon, a follow-up here. The Jersey City School Board has a budget of over $1 billion. Is that budget too high, or should it be higher? You have 30 seconds.
No, the money has to be spent more effectively, and that's why we've pushed to create, one, making sure that we support school board candidates who are looking for change. change. Back in 2024, I was the only mayoral candidate willing to support school board candidates running on simple, common sense ideas. And they were just fed up public school parents. This last election, the governor and I supported the same candidates, but candidates running on a change platform. And I think they're, take our facilities budget in the schools district. I think it is much too high for the amount that we're getting out of it. I think we can do much better with the $1 billion budget that we have.
So keep the budget flat.
Yes. I mean, it's a separate government entity, but yes.
Understood. Mr. McGreevey, same question to you. Should the school board have a higher budget, or is it perfect the way it is?
It's where you spend the money. You have to, Dan, get the money into the classroom. And they're great teachers. They're dedicated teachers. They're teachers that are breaking their back every single day. And they're teachers that are taking money out of their own wallets. But you have to get money into the classroom. So one of the concerns that I have is how we focus our money. Is it on fixed administrative costs, or is it getting into the classroom? The pedagogy in the classroom is what's critical. That is where children learn. And so what I would argue is you can have a fixed budget, but you have to change the funding priorities to focus the monies into the classroom and not into the administrative staff.
So again, the budget is too high, or should it be higher?
No, it can remain flat, but ultimately what has to happen is we have to drive those dollars into the classroom, not into the administrative structure.
Okay. Just a quick on transit. Okay, the big topic of congestion pricing has been a hot button issue for many. Mr. Solomon, coming to you first here. Should there be a reverse congestion pricing, since it does impact Jersey City? 15 seconds.
No reverse congestion pricing. What I would like to do is charge a fee to use our local roads as a cut through to the Holland Tunnel. So please come to Jersey City. We don't want to charge you, but I do want to charge you for using local roads as a highway as you cut to the Holland Tunnel.
And Mr. McGreevey, same question to you. Should there be a reverse congestion pricing?
No. But to go to James's point, what you see all the time is all you wonderful New Yorkers get off the ramp, cut through downtown to get into the tunnel, and that has to stop.
You agree on the toll?
Pardon?
You agree on a toll that Mr. Solomon just pitched? A toll?
The cut-through toll.
What I would do is probably even worse. I would require the permitting on the backs of cars, and I would ticket every bloody New Yorker who's driving through downtown Jersey City.
Almost a rare moment of agreement there.
Full agreement.
Time for closing
statements. We're going to target Maria.
Time for closing statements, Mr. McGreevey. You are the first. You have 60 seconds here for your closing statement. Mr. McGreevey.
Sure. This election is critically important for Jersey City. It will determine for the next 4 years what happens in terms of property taxes, in terms of affordability. And so what I would argue, while James has been there for 8 long years, our property taxes have gone through the roof, rents have gone through the roof, and now James respectfully wants to engage in this risky, ideological, what I would suggest is gimmick of $1,000 a month rents, $750 a month rents. I believe in affordable housing. I come from Bergen Lafayette. I don't come from downtown. I want to be the mayor for all of Jersey City. I don't want Jersey City to become the 6th borough of Manhattan. But what I need for you to understand is I will make sure we focus on the bread and butter issues that are so critically important to Jersey City. That's our quality of life, safe and clean streets, and policing. The reality is that robberies are up by 32%, burglaries are up by 65%, and sexual assaults are even higher. I believe 3 things: experience,
thank you, Mr.
property
McGreevey.
taxes, and policing.
Mr. Solomon, your closing statement, 60 seconds starts now.
Absolutely. So thank you, Pix 11. Thank you, Jim. And voters in Jersey City, I am asking for your vote on December 2nd to be your next mayor. And I'm asking because we need change. We need to move forward, not move to the past. And I believe we can do that with a laser focus on making Jersey City more affordable. Jersey City is an incredibly special place. It's where I both got and beat cancer. It's where my 3 daughters were born and where we're raising them and sending them to public school. And every family deserves a shot to stay in this special city. And that's what I'm going to be focused on. Getting tough on developers, making sure they build 20% affordable housing in larger developments with those genuinely affordable rents that, yes, we can deliver. That we're going to cap the rent increases that have driven you out, and we're going to fight the corruption that has increased your property taxes. And Jersey City, I can do it because I fought the machine and I've beaten them. I fought the developers in the real estate lobby and I've beaten them. And each and every day I will fight for you as your mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Solomon. Candidates up against the clock. Thank you both. Thanks.